it's that ego boost. It's that confidence knowing that they know this map.
Yeah, and I think, it's been hit or miss from T1. You saw that half to half. They 10-2'd Talon on the defensive half and then got 8-4'd, and it could have realistically been a 10-2. They had some good plans, though. That's a good example of one of them, the double salvos and the molly in towards tower. They had so many little plays that they were making, and I really do think that they were bringing this back on the attacking side. Like, once T1 moved it onto attack after a really, really rough game on defense and a rough start, similar to Lotus, they were down 0-6, but they were showing that they were able to be resilient enough to make a bit of a difference. Mako there, I mean, that's your flex player, and he's come up huge.
Literally flexing.
Literally flexing on them.
Yeah, of course, Mako is... I mean, I can't stop praising him because we've just seen so much growth from him. From being this player that is reluctant to take on the IGL role, who says that he doesn't know how to do it, to being able to lead players like Hyunmin and freeing to be these next superstars for DRX. And above all things, of course, to qualify for Masters Bangkok. I mean, that must feel so good, especially for Hyunmin. It's going to be his first.
Rookie season, no Ascension experience, no big stage experience at all. They get ecoed round 3. This guy aces with a stinger.
Masters and champion stage, and it's like, oh, well, I have to beat this guy now. That's gonna definitely make somebody nervous. And he was able to, stand up next.
Him on a DRX roster full of rookies going into an international tournament and point at this map and this moment and say he can handle the pressure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but it's not over yet for T1, right? They still have a chance. But DRX will be going over to Masters Bangkok. You saw in that DRX interview with Termi, Texture was kind of peeking his head out. He wants to play, and that's what's coming up next. You're gonna have Genji taking on Talon, the Seoul SCA representative. We're gonna see if they'll be heading over to Masters Bangkok or have a chance to at least right after this short break.
Oh, Pulsar by Naomi. Pulsar by Jenny.
Oh, baby.
Ooh, there it is. Oh, I'm so happy with it.
Look at this. Isn't this perfect?
And it even has my name on the side.
마우스 누가 만들었는지 알려주는 것도 같이 들어있고.
Thanks, Joshua. This mouse is ready for a fashion show.
It's Pulsar by me.
It's by me.
It's by me. It's by me.
It's Pulsar by you.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
Welcome back to VCT Pacific's second series of the day, and we find out whether we get another Korean team in the running for Masters Bangkok, or is there a chance that we get that Seoul SCA representative on that global stage? It's gonna be Talon and Genji. This is a match with a lot on the line, especially for Talon.
Yeah, I mean, Talon have shown time and time again this tournament that they can play against anybody. They really push T1 already, and they've even looked maybe susceptible to teams that you'd hope that they would put away a little bit more easily. So the floor is low, the ceiling is high. We'll see what kind of level of performance they're bringing today. It's going to have to be right up near the top because Genji are kind of monstrous.
You hit the nail on the head there for me. I think when these guys play at their best, there's no doubt they can hang in Masters Bangkok. But if they don't show up in the server, then, you know, we're asking a lot of different questions about this team. And as you say, Genji is a huge problem for Talon right now.
Yes.
We saw Frost talk before about how Foxy9 always shows up against them. You know, there's some history here. These teams know each other.
Yeah, they
That's
played
the
it.
thing with Talon. Sorry to cut you off there,
okay.
Pilski, but to jump off on how you mentioned that Talon sometimes can, you know, fall off against unexpected teams. For me, they're the true 50-50 team. You can kind of see them winning against anybody, but you can also kind of see them losing as well against unpredictable teams. So I think to that testament, like you mentioned, Genji, they're not looking perfect at the moment, though. They're not really like on top form, and Karen even mentioned that in a previous interview.
Yeah, they've been very slow to start. Like, they are taking a long time to get into some of these games. When they finally break into form and some of the resilience, some of the clutch plays come out, that's where they look a little bit more competitive. Their last series was a little bit better, and to be fair, they've won pretty much all of the head-to-heads in the off-season against Talon, and a lot of those maps have been pretty one-sided. So I think Genji, at least in this matchup specifically, will be feeling very confident going into it. And I think Yeoman did play a lot better in the last series that we saw, whereas some of the opening games, he was looking a little bit rough around the edges for sure.
Yeah, Yeoman's been getting a lot of criticism, but I actually think he's doing perfectly fine. I think he's just slower to warm up into Pacific, which is totally okay. Like, it's kickoff. But, you know, Genji did this last year also. They got to the final through that lower bracket, so they know it's possible for them.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they're not worried. You know, I think when you see them walking around and we see them backstage, they're laughing, they're joking, and they're still having fun. So I think they very much believe that this is theirs for the taking.
They are no strangers at all to the lower bracket.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to jump off your point on Yeoman as well. I think what you mentioned, sure, he might be getting a lot of criticism, but he brings in this new kind of motivation for the team. Because you can kind of tell it in his body language how much he wants this. He is so hungry to win. He is so hungry to prove himself. And I think that could also further Genji's motivation too into getting back on that international stage.
Yeah, these are the opportunities that every up-and-coming player wants. They want to be able to jump onto a top team that has the potential to win. I mean, yeah,
What am I
Talon.
looking at?
I mean, this is Talon against every Korean team in existence. They've got a tough road ahead of them, but as we've said, they have the potential to be able to do it. This is some of their win-loss records against the Korean teams. It doesn't look too pretty on paper. You go look at their head-to-head against Genji in the off-season, it tells a similar story. So we'll see if they can break that narrative today.
Yeah, it's a tall order for Talon, but they seem to be up to it. We were talking to Jovi earlier, and he says, "I'm feeling good." You know, it's looking pretty positive for the team, and that's important. The vibes, especially coming into such an important weekend like this.
Yeah, I do feel like, you know, we speak a lot about Talon, about their flexibility. I mean, this head-to-head kind of shows it, where these are essentially the two Sentinel players, but we see how much more Ban is able to play. We see him on Gecko. We also see him pick up Deadlock. We don't see so much from Foxy9.
Well, Ban, the difference between them is, like, they both kind of play initiators. They both will play Gecko on Bind, for example, as well as Sentinels. But the big stylistic difference between these two teams right now that I'm seeing is that Talon have not really been playing a hard Sentinel very often. They are just kind of playing Deadlock and then other stuff, either double in it or they're mixing in a secondary controller and things like that. Whereas Genji, they do just have a bit more of that traditional style. I mean, the whole thing is they've been playing the same comps for literally over a year.
Yeah, I mean, we speak a lot about Talon and how loose they're able to be. And I do think that is a nice little wrinkle. It's a good advantage to bring in. Speaking to Jovi, he mentioned that earlier. And, you know, I think especially when you match it up against Korean teams, which are typically more structured and more anti-strat heavy and more top-down in their approach, just because of like the culture, the hierarchy that's built in here. I do think Talon's mix-ups can give them a nice edge, but they've not managed to convert it across the line against these Korean teams just yet.
I want to bring up also, you know, this big IGL matchup that we have, right? You have Munchkin on the side of Genji, and then you have Cruz, who definitely wants to play, you know, in front of the home crowd of Masters Bangkok. Not to mention that Cruz has also been one of those players that's been on that stage from the very beginning. He has so much experience, and as Jovi mentioned earlier, he is so important. He's that, you know, centerpiece in the middle of the team that's helping everybody meld together. That's going to come into a head today. He's going to be so important today.
We saw both of those IGLs step up massively in their last games as well. Both of them have really turned up their individual firepower.
Yeah, I mean, Cruz had a big game on the Fade on Bayern. Munchkin, I remember that Abyss game. He just started dry peeking and winning duels. Get into the map, Vito, now. I mean, I'm not too surprised about that from Talon. They've been looking pretty good on Bind the last couple since they comp changed, although one of those halves was a little shaky. That is pretty much what you expect from Genji. They're just going to pick Lotus. They're just going to play the same comp over and over and over again for the next 5 years.
They've got it all. They've got it locked down.
Yeah,
I mean, this is our map pretty much.
They understand that map very, very well. You know, we say if it's not broke, don't fix it, and I don't think they want to change anything about Lotus. I think both these teams will be quite happy with how this Vito's going. And of course, Talon's Lotus does not look bad either when they have Prumi on that Clove.
Yeah, they did only beat Global, though. They lost to Nongshim. I don't know if I mean, Primi on the Clove is the best part of the map for them, but outside of that, I don't know if I'm agreeing with that necessarily.
I think it raises their ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, when Primi drops 30, it definitely raises every team's ceiling. I'll give you that. Talon on Bind, though, so far so good. They did have a shakier second half in the last game that they played, but they kind of stomped on, was it T1 that they played? I think they played T1 on this map, and they destroyed them. Like, it was a very, very nice looking game. So for Genji, this is a map that, once again, they're playing similar comps that they've always played. They're playing that double in, you know, Gecko Fade style through the Viper. It's a very util heavy comp, similar to what Talon are playing. They're going to be playing in their comfort zone, really for this whole series long. These are maps that they're very comfortable on. They've beaten Talon head-to-head a lot. So I think they're going to be feeling just fine about this, Vito, and they should be feeling confident.
Well, in that T1 Bind game, we spoke a lot about how fantastic we thought their defender side was. And then when they played the game again, it was their attacker side where they got 9-3 and they looked a lot more dominant. So this is a very strong comp on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
I am actually surprised looking at the predictions that we have here.
Very
of course,
even.
myself and Victoria, we need to stand by our Southeast Asian representative. We want to see that storyline just come into full fruition. I'm surprised that you voted Talon.
So I do think Talon are a slight underdog, but I also feel like Talon have shown a lot of potential. I'm not seeing the Genji that I saw last year in the same way. So I think in this head-to-head, I do think Talon are the underdogs. I feel like they're fine being the underdogs. They like playing from that position. And we haven't seen peak Talon just yet either. So I'm hoping that they find their feet today and they manage to push through.
I mean, for me, Genji is just winning the head-to-head every time, so I can't not back them in this series at the end of the day, even though I think Talon is better than people give them credit for.
Well, who continues their kickoff journey here? We'll find out as we send it to the stage for Talon and Genji.
Pacific 2025.
second series of the day, and it's Flight Club taking on the Tiger Nation. Talon, the only remaining Southeast Asia team, they have their eyes on the prize, getting to that hometown stage in Masters Bangkok. But first, they have to get through Genji. And Genji, they want to keep their streak going. They want to continue to represent Pacific on the global stage. Maybe bring home another global trophy for Pacific as well.
Yeah, SEA's last hope. Everything but Koreans' last hope. You know, so they have a lot on their shoulders today, and there can be no mistakes from them in the lower bracket if they want to represent Thailand in Bangkok.
Yeah, Genji though, they've had a very slow start in this tournament. DRX have taken them down, they've lit a fire under them, and in the series after that, they looked a hell of a lot better. So I know that these guys don't want to look back on last year as their best year ever in Valorant. They need to step up yet again with these new additions.
Texture को देखने के लिए हंसी आता है भाई
Such a
हमको.
winning core and one of the most successful so far from Asia in Valorant.
वो गेम खेलने नहीं, बंदा मारने के लिए आ रहा जाता
on
है.
stage, and Texture was like telling Cruz like, oh yeah, come at me, come at me. Cruz mentioned that the last time they went up against Genji, they got smacked.
Yeah.
Is that gonna happen again? Are mistakes gonna come back, or have they learned from it?
I mean, you learn a lot more from your losses than your wins in a way. It's very easy to be critical, and it's very easy to grow from those. So, and this coaching staff will not let this go lightly.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited for this chess match, as I mentioned earlier with Jovi, right? Because you have such, again, a very big task for Talon this upcoming week. If they can get through Solo and HSK and everybody, then you have Termi waiting, then you have, you know, the rest waiting, Autumn waiting as well. So this is their first step, but it's already a very heavy one.
I mean, you have to run the gauntlet at this point. If you win today, you play tomorrow in a best of 5, and if you win that, then you play the day after in a best of 5.
So many matches.
It's so much Valorant back-to-back. But I do think if anyone can be adaptable in that situation, it's Talon, where I think if Genji make it through, everyone's going to know what to expect.
I mean, they've lost to them head-to-head. They've seen what Genji have done. Everyone's seen what Genji have done. They don't really change anything too much. Talon have had a week to prepare for this game, thereabouts. They should know exactly what they were getting into. They should have game plans prepared. They just need to execute it in the server.
I have to say, I love that Genji don't make any changes to what they're doing, for the most part at least.
Yeah.
वो
I
pro
love it
style
that they
ही
just
कर
back
रहे
themselves and they go, yeah, you can watch, you can know what we're going to do, but we are better than you, so it's fine.
You heard that energy from Talon though. I heard it through the mic, and it's infectious. You know how much is at stake for this team. For Genji, I feel like they just need to stay calm. They need to remember that they were that Master Shanghai winner. They need to remember their position here. And as we pull up our Asian comp, we are seeing Primi on the deadlock.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I mean, he's played a lot of it this tournament. Talon are going to back themselves with the same comp on Bind that we always see from them. Almost similar kind of approaches from
Genji में मारने वाला लोग
with a few little differences.
एक टेक्सचर है,
the double
मंचकिन है,
from both of them.
Yeah, we
कैरम का कभी-कभी एम चल जाता है, मतलब कभी-कभी वो क्लच निकाल देता है, कभी-कभी हकता है. 69 भी सेम सिचुएशन है. ह्यूमन अभी इंप्रूव करना है. TN में गवर्नर बहुत ज्यादा एग्रो खेलता है, इसलिए वो कभी-कभी हक देता है.
Well, here we
अगर
go.
वो
We're going
पीछे
to kick
खेलेगा
this
तो आराम
off
से
with
किल
our
निकाल
first
सकता है.
map in this
प्रीमी
series
का तो
and
इन
toss it
सबको ही
over to
पता है.
Paper Thin and Achilles.
बाकी जिट बॉयज भी अच्छा खेलता है. बाकी लोग का तो इतना आता पता नहीं.
Thank you very much. We've already sent one team into the grand finals and over to Masters Bangkok. These two teams, though, vying for a position forward in that lower final to see if they can make the run. This is going to mean a lot for both of these teams. Genji, the beacon of Pacific last year, able to bring home that first trophy. Talon, looking to make it to another international, but this time in front of that home crowd.
Yeah, this is so much pressure on the line here. I mean, I can't even imagine what's going through, in particular, the Talon players' minds, knowing that an entire nation is behind you right now, watching this match, hoping that you can get it done, and we go over to their pick of Bind. Super interesting stuff here for Talon, because this is a match they have never lost in
First map, Bind.
In a VCT
nice, yeah.
match. They've lost it in off-season stuff.
Sure.
But in VCT, they have yet to drop Bind.
Lay the numbers on us. How many wins?
6-0.
There you go.
Since 2023. They only played it once at 2023, to be fair.
Minor aside, I feel like today, first time I've ever seen Frost not wearing a hat.
I was just thinking that.
Really weird. It's like
I didn't know he had hair.
It's like seeing the Pringles guy with no mustache.
He could have been bald for all I knew.
Oh.
Well, already we're off to the races. Governor's going up and over the top.
हम बोले ना गवर्नर बहुत एग्रो खेलता है ब्रो फालतू का.
And however, holding things down.
Ban Primi.
Outside over by
Shit.
the meantime, Cruz on a deep lurk. Aaron tagged up, rotating across here alongside Munchkin.
ट्रिपल पुश करने दिया भाई
Cruz could very well
Gen
bring this
जी बहुत
pistol
गलत
to
खेला ये
a
राउंड
conclusion as Talon are already out in front.
Yeah, they really had a good read on the start of this round.
ये लोग फॉरवर्ड क्यों नहीं खेल रहा है पता है क्योंकि पेड़ को ये प्लान करने दे रहा है.
To set the crunch on the push out, another kill for Ban.
3 to just go ahead and try to fast track towards that ultimate. A couple players dangerously low, but Cruz gets the one tap, putting down Munchkin, and Talon get the pistol.
Yeah, this is so interesting.
हम बोले ना ये गवर्नर क्यों इतना फास्ट खेलता है पता नहीं.
Frost the other day, and he saw me on Plat Chat, and he's like, "I want to talk to you about a few things." And I'm like, "Oh, this ought to go well." No, it was totally fine. He's actually quite nice. And he was telling me that, you know, the thing about Governor is that Governor will do whatever it takes to win. Governor doesn't care about a stat line that much.
Sure.
Governor wants to do whatever it means that the team wins. And this round was a great example of that. He just dives out on his own and buys a ton of attention.
I mean, as one should, you know, or should not care, I should say.
But even more so, you know, like, stats really don't mean anything to Governor.
A win is a win. As plenty of feet, headshot does come across. Texture going to get knocked down and taken out. Primy's able to scoop the kill. Has managed to find that one little elimination, but player advantage is, you know, as well as the weaponry, very much in the hands here of Talon as they look for a relatively clean 2-0 start.
Just love to get some value out of Jit on this flank. See if you can prevent any more guns from being dropped. Would be super nice because you know eventually Genji's gonna have to make their move. Time ticks down.
भाई गन मिल गया स्पेक्टर और
The
ये
opportunity. See if Genji can do any more damage.
They're on the haunt, Cruz.
Oh, Primy.
Gobbed up a bit here in the corner, but no one really able to push out of this smoke here widely. They are contained. Foxy will be able to find one kill. Really gets an opportunity.
ठीक है कोई बात नहीं अच्छा राउंड था
HP, but Talon,
अच्छा राउंड था
surviving will start things off 2-0 here.
क्योंकि देखो उसका भी शील्ड लेना पड़ेगा हाफ शील्ड ही खेलना पड़ेगा दूसरा गन 3 गन लेना पड़ेगा फिर एक का भी फिर अपना ये चला गया.
Sending Governor out ahead to scout here for Primy. That easy follow-up kill. He's got a great crossfire set up towards the site. Jit Boy's in the wings just in case things go awry. That's something that having the Astra, you know, versus a Viper gives you is that ability to set up really deep in the post plants, make it a lot more difficult for your opponents to be able to dislodge you if necessary because they have to get so much further into your back lines. And as long as you have good flank control, which in theory you could with the deadlock in particular, this attack is really annoying.
Barrel knocks they think that they are in the clear, but Jit Boys is picking them to pieces.
यार क्यों पुश कर रहे हैं भाई इतना ज़्यादा.
Backs away. Showers wide open.
दो गन गिरा है. अब ये लोग जाएगा ये पे गन लेने के लिए. कंफर्म है वो तो गन चाहिए ये लोगों को. गवर्नर को गन चाहिए वापस जाएगा.
They will start slowly getting collected together and in all likelihood striking this A site.
Man, Jit has been so good for a long time for Talon. Just such a smart, sturdy player. Just making great decisions, great aim. One of my all-time favorite players to watch.
नहीं तो पहले कवर करना चाहिए था.
Little info spot there, but Karan really can't do anything about it.
The Molly still is going to be a risk though because the pressure's coming in from the flank. Governor just bounce forward here into the side, finds the kill, and now they are basically committed here. At least Yoman is. Munchkin still over on the opposite side, but Yoman's going to have to give the relay like, I'm trapped in. Not much that he can do, and now he's been ping revealed, so he's just desperately going to try to break this wall. Turns back and looks like he will be able to escape. Not quite going to get caught, but this is already a fantastic start for Talon. 3-0 on the bonus conversion.
It's a flawless on the bonus, assuming they don't go reach out for more kills. Unreal. It's hard to do better than they did to start a map. They've already got Von's ult online. I mean, things are looking rather good, and Genji already left scratching their heads. Trying to figure out a way to deal with this, but I mean, what do you do here? You just get outdone by Primy and A Showers, and that's kind of round almost over. Barring any kind of miracle play. I mean, we saw plenty of those on Lotus in the previous match, but unbelievable stuff from him.
हम बोला ना Foxy 9 का aim.
Yeah, they mad.
Clearly having a good time saying they mad. And I don't think that they wrong right now. As this has been very clean these last 2 rounds. As you mentioned,
push करने जा रहा है क्या
both
Texture?
online. Ban could just go ahead and send that off the rip to try to clear out Hookah.
Yeah, it's like the desk was talking about.
Ooh, Texture pushes up for a little bit of info off the rip, and it's gonna be Foxy who ends up getting picked apart. Governor just swings out, finds him.
He almost had Texture with that grab well too. Nice attempt at a combo play from Talon. This opens up a little bit more space on the map. Cruz is all the way over towards A short.
And a little bit of a poke and prod fight there against Munchkin. You could force back, but it's just gonna call.
Yeah, this is smart from Cruz. Hasn't seen anything over here. Nobody's jiggled or sent out any util.
I think it's also just understanding the tendencies of Gen G, that they're
For sure.
more willing, you know, more often than not, to just kind of leave Munchkin on an island, as he's able to go ahead and come away with 2 kills. Looks for a little bit more. Takes Primi down to 42. Can't quite confirm it, but just give his team an opportunity now.
Nice,
A 3v2.
Primi low.
Brought now into the advantage. Primi tucked here outside of Lamps. Pain Shell still available from Texture. Where and when does he decide to send
मारा
it?
तू भाई.
Bounces it forward. Primi forced to try to take the fight. As he swings out, will be met with death. As Texture continues to try to take some space, but Ban still accurate as ever. Finds one, but cannot get the others. The fuse will come in. Gen G get themselves on the board here.
Nice round, Munchkin.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is
Munchkin
pretty
को तो
well
भरोसा है
played.
भाई, वो hold कर लेगा
Cruz and
तेरा.
Talon, just an outplay from Munchkin this time. Saw
Well
the
played,
previous
Munchkin, well
round with
played.
Jit Boys, and that was Munchkin's turn to just kind of turn around on its head.
Oh.
God, that's fast. Nice, Governor. Oh,
Yeah, and I believe there was a seize there, so not able to have as much awareness. A little pinch in from Munchkin. Solid little capitalization. Get the team in with the advantage. Economy, though, still very healthy for Talon. Gen G trying to build theirs up, and yeah, some minor
अबे
tags
उधर
onto
इधर
Yeoman
टैप
as
कर दिया
well
भाई.
as Munchkin, but Ban
Yeoman
does a
Munchkin
bit
tagged, इधर
behind.
ban नादा हो गया.
able to take control of that orb at the very least. Now you got Munchkin playing the front of sight there. Same place. Saw Foxy 9 die.
फिर गवर्नर लो हो गया, उसमें भी कैरन भी लो हो गया.
Avoid death. The back finds a kill.
Yeah, finds Ban.
क्योंकि वो बैन लो था ना,
Down there on that
50
hog.
50
Spikes
था
and
बस, एक
dropped
गोली
here
लगने
over
से हो
at
जाना था.
connector as a slow creep up from Cruz, works his way in towards this A site.
ओए मुंडी देखा है.
Peeking in towards Showers, not spotting much of anything. Texture here at Heaven, trying to steady the aim. Ends up just going for the wild spray and ends up falling down, but it's set for Foxy to have some heavy
टेक्सचर
impact.
क्या कर रहा है भाई.
2 kills found, Cruz at 56, just he and Primi left standing.
ओए 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 ओए
Will
तू
be
मरेगा.
removed. Plant gets ready to
Oh,
come through,
shot,
but
Foxy 9, Foxy
anticipating the
9.
push, takes his head off,
Well
and
played,
spots
Foxy 9,
towards the
4K.
final. A huge round for
Let's
Foxy
go
9.
Foxy 9.
Get Gen G up to 2.
The demon that continues to haunt Talon of Foxy 9. He has been an absolute thorn in their side throughout the years. Continues to be so. Phenomenal stuff from him, but just
टेक्सचर
really
जो
good
रैंडम
from Gen G.
ईगो
A
पिक
slight
लिया है ना
change up
भाई.
in how they're positioning their pieces at the front of B.
वो टेक्सचर का ईगो पिक था, पता है
That
किल के लिए
toxic
वाला.
screen just spraying through.
Yeah.
Sometimes it be like that. That first shot was nasty.
Sometimes you just get rewarded for game sense. Karen watching Mako in the previous series is like, oh yeah, I'll just shoot through smokes. Just rely on my instinct. That's how we get advantages.
There you go.
Governor now attacking up. Texture has one on the defense as well. Looks like right now neither is slated to clash against the other.
Certainly something you have to be aware of as Talon. You know, obviously a big piece of Gen G's game plan, a big piece of the puzzle is to get that op into Texture's hands.
And I've spoken too soon. Smoke dissipating, Texture holding the line. Ban might just end up being an unfortunate casualty, but no, Texture's going to continue to swing. Governor pulls off the angle, looks for the repeat, and Texture's able to collect. Paint Shells further slows things up. As now, ooh, the double detain into the orbital, no! I think he catches on to absolutely everyone!
ये है क्लासिक
Combo
जेंजी ब्रो.
play, Foxy and Karen stack up the
क्लासिक
ults,
जेंजी.
and they have burnt Talon to a crisp.
That is unreal. The coordination from Gen G looking so sharp now. Talon in tatters, trying to scrape something together here as Ban, but a 1v5 And the money's gotten away from them a bit after such a great start for Talon. 3 in a row. And Genji punches right back with 3 of their own. So many of these rounds today have just been decided by like one moment, just one big play.
That was a huge one. I mean, it's not, similar to, to go back to
10 seconds left.
the Raze ultimate from Jemkin that first round of overtime. It's not every day that we see the triple kill orbital strike, much like the showstopper.
For sure.
It's just that coordination coming to fruition as
Oh,
Foxy will ensure that nothing is
Foxy
carried over.
ka
Flawless round for
bhai,
Genji as they tie it up 3-3.
Well, okay. How long do we wait on the timeout button? Sometimes Frost can be pretty fast with them.
And I think he's already called it. Saw the
Yeah,
timer
timing-
stop there, so
timing
barring
both
any
agreed.
kind of potential tech issue, that'll be it. But yeah, just gorgeous setup here from the side of Genji. It's just another great read, great understanding of where these players are going to be clustered. They're able to capitalize. Kind of a
टाइम आउट आ गया पर एक और राउंड के बाद आना चाहिए था अभी तो
set up
इको है
that seized nade combo
इको
that we
पे टाइम
saw
मत करके
from
क्या
them
करेगा
on Lotus outside of B, I believe, versus Heretics over at Shanghai,
Oh, yeah.
where they're just able to get texture like an instant 4K. And the coordination is on, it is on. Solid start for Talon, now slowed down. Let's see what the playbook beckons here as we come out of this timeout.
Yeah, very curious. Jovi as well getting involved. Really trying to get the boys all situated. I'd like to see, a little bit more aggressiveness, I think, from Governor. That was working for them. Even though, again, he doesn't maybe frag out of control or anything, but
sure,
that extra space that he was buying was opening up the map a lot for them.
Opening up map, he was getting information for
Yes.
them. I mean, ultimately, like, you can play that style. We saw, Buzz was doing that. Still kind of does it from time to time on T1, but very much when he was on DRX. Ultimately, the goal is, don't go -31, and then, as long as you're gaining information for your team, you should be in a good spot.
Yeah, as long as you're winning the rounds, who cares? That's what matters at the end of the day. Got a couple big ults. Primy's been sitting on that Annihilation for quite some time. Maybe trying to find some value out of that. Attempt to clear.
Oh, nice.
Snakebite is going to follow up and do some damage to Governor.
Nice मोली रे
4-man stack outside of B, or 3-man stack, excuse me, outside of B.
पर वो मोली में
G.
वो तोड़ के वो मोली डाल देता ना
Munchkin.
तो उसको किल मिल जाता
Viper left to try to control that shower space and does enough. Talon doesn't really feel like they want to re-aggress into that, so they're just going to set up. Spot of the head.
Plenty spotted out there is clear on that wingman. Just going to be slow drift away here. And tucking back over towards that connector, but space not really being gained at all. What does the go button look like for Talon? It looks like it's going to be this Nightfall, but there's 3 players clustered out over towards B, and I mean, Texture just peeking out. This long angle being completely ignored. He just comes away with a free kill. Attack now onto the A site, getting ready to resume it. Oh, Primy playing on elevation, unanticipated, able to find a very nice headshot. Rid of the enemy Raze.
Take hold. 30 seconds left.
Oh, for maybe a double swing to Governor. Great covering fire. So man's able to answer one back. Showstopper, however, for Governor online. TP taken. Going to be noted here. As Governor himself pushed over towards Showers, sends it. Isn't going to find too much, just a bit of damage.
Oh, Karan.
Karan's able to find one. Governor going to be taken down. 2 players left. Primy does have that Annihilation. Does he send it in the round? Might not have to, but he's going to use it anyway. Gets the headshot onto one. Foxy stunned up. Cruz picks him apart. Talon look to regain the lead. Both committed. The swing out. Ready for the double phase. The time is not going to be on his side. Ultimately, Yeoman can maybe make this a little bit more costly here for the team, and he will be able to do so. Ensures that they don't carry any weapons forward, but cannot win the round. So Talon regain the lead.
प्रीमी वन टाइम मारने का सोच रहा है वो बंदा भाग रहा है कैसे वन टाइम मार
This round throughout. The fact that Primy is able to challenge a player like Texture when he has an operator, so impressive. But he had been just slowly creeping down this. Oh goodness, that's fast. And then Governor able to claim a life. Karan got trapped behind the deadlock wall, and I'm like, oh, he's in trouble. Oh, never mind. He's Karan. Thought maybe Primy might send the ult or something, but
Nice. Good job. Good job. Good job.
able to hold on to it for the post plant.
Make it happen.
And finally, a change of direction for Talon back into the winning side of the column of the leaderboard. Couple big ults though. Showstopper, Nightfall for Yeoman. And push up here. Let's see what they want to do.
That's going to be sent. Does get dodged. He just talked down. Ooh. Head spotted, but not taken off. Shot goes a bit wide there from Texture.
It's huge info, though. No, there's at least 2, including the op over at B. So now if you can just find a little bit of space at A, especially if you can get Munchkin dealt with, should have a pretty good opportunity to get around conversion.
Munchkin being tied up in showers means that this does leave a lot on the shoulders of Karan. Ooh, catches a glimpse, pushes out of the smoke, is able to strike and finds one, and Munchkin is ready for the rush. Jit Boys taken down, and now for Talon. Have to be scratching their heads here. Do they take the teleporter? Right now, everybody's just clustered up over towards Lamps, and Karan is looking to pick them apart. Looking for the 4th, has it. As it is a flawless 4 kills for Karan, 4 rounds for Geng. We are tied once more.
Well, sounds easier than it is getting rid of Karan and Munchkin on a site. Just tremendous instincts there. I mean, of course, with the blast pack noise giving it away makes it a little bit easier for Karan, but Jit just getting outdone by Munchkin. Then it's Karan time. Just an Iron Man is Karan. He just is so strong.
Has been. I mean, I believe it's Pilsky talking about it on the desk, setting up for this game. Said after that series against DRX, the immediate level up that we saw from Geng, looking a bit more like their former selves. With Yeoman as well, looking a lot more comfortable and having a lot more fragging power. Speaking of which, look at the HP bars. 2 players absolutely destroyed. So Yeoman just staying tucked here into the corner for now, but so much damage dealt.
So hard with this toxic screen for Talon to take control of Hookah the way that they want to. And anytime they get any presence in there, there's just spam and nades thrown their way. This is...
Oh! First shot, wide. For the repeat, looks for the flick. Texture unable to find it. It's a lot of damage in transit across. Just off to play this out a little bit more slowly. Looks like Talon might be getting grouped up for a teleport play, but no, we'll just base it. That's going to be well, just down the Jit and see if he can try to stop it from being a flawless, but nope, Karan will just go ahead, spray up into the smoke. Finds him. That's a flawless as Geng regained the lead by 1 round.
Yeah. Not a lot to do there with the weaker buy, and just great delay from Geng. Again, comboing this utility to make Hookah an absolute nightmare. And even though Texture whiffs a few split the uprights here, doesn't matter. Yep. Still gets 2 out of 3 shots, so not bad. Ooh, the spray through the wall, too.
Players popping off. I believe it's Karan who's being the loudest, and understandably.
He's been the hype man now.
He's got another orbital strike already cycled through. Showstopper now out. Texture sends it.
One
pulled away at, but not killed off. And Munchkin, with a rare appearance on the operator, is immediately put down. Thrash now sent out, clearing in towards the B site. Foxy staying tucked. That is
ये क्या smoke है? गया पे smoke में.
Rotates over. Wingman goes for the plant. Wash in towards the side and go ahead, stave them off. Oh, Ban now with the op in hand. Ooh. Governor somehow not really getting the shots.
दो बंदा 50 HP में.
Response. Governor considering his angles.
Look at Jit.
Yeah, deep flank. All the way around the back, the barrier mesh. Try to hold them in for now. Primi swings out, catches 1. Hookah window, Ban finds a shot. Extra forward here in the sight now. Looking to strike, comes up with 2. 3 players, however, still left. Spots out 1. Grabwell comes in. Governor strikes from behind. And the flank be damned, not needed. Talon will tie it up.
Yeah, that looked like maybe Texture had some kind of miracle. Just like, I'll never forget that one against Paper Rex on Lotus last year.
Right.
At 1v4. Maybe he's got another one of those in store. Oh, snappy stuff from Jit. Using that ult to clear space on the site. Wingman didn't get cleared. Took a couple of bullets, but survived, got the plant down. That was huge for Talon. Gave them a little bit extra time to spread their wings. Get around that site. So once they get the plant down, they're starting to look pretty solid in the post-plant scenarios. Just sometimes a matter of getting there. This time Texture so far forward with this op. Jit Boys. Okay. Prowler doesn't get the identification necessarily that it's the op. There's a player there.
Yeah. They're going to be doing mental gymnastics and likely figuring it out, though.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
Pass over on the operator once again into the hands of Ban. Governor wanting to be the tip of the spear here. Texture rotating over though, gets into position.
Gotta smoke this corner off.
Prowler cleared. Swing coming through. Texture nails the shot this time around. Looks for the re-peek and is so damn snappy. Finds a shot. Primi sends out the net. It's a catch. Karon watching the opposite side of the map. Will find the headshot now. The push forward. Primi trying to keep them in this. Teleporting gets taken. 2 players now arriving. The 1v3. Can Primi be that guy? 35 seconds to try to play with, but the spike still dropped outside of garden. Double stack, high low. Foxy gets the shot as we just go blow for blow, trading the lead.
Last round in the half.
It's been quite the back and forth. But this time, again, this is something that has hurt them on the eco round, where that angle's not smoked off, and Texture can just make it rain with the operator. Sure, eventually you break through, but the round's basically done. Get the up, get the up.
Well, they got it. Is going to be in hand, but you can see here going into the last round of the half, 2 stingers.
Remix.
Some rifles. Lots to play with though.
Face your fear.
No showstopper here, which would be a critical one that you would love to have. Annihilation going to be sent out. Primi goes swinging and somehow wins the fight. Coming now, planting his feet. Picks up one, but Foxy tries to hold down.
Oh, भाई!
How does he connect that spray?
Foxy ने क्या हो गया bro?
Unbelievable!
Oh
What
भाई
an ace,
क्या?
but who gives a damn? I'm on my feet. I cannot believe that. 7-5 at the half.
हारने वाला राउंड था
on
भाई.
the floor. I thought this looked great for Talon. What an entry there for Primi and Governor.
एक, दो,
Show this again.
क्लिक किया, दो. Oh!
That is, it's hard to do it better than that, folks. He has just been so good against Talon throughout, again, I go back to it, throughout the years. He seems to just level up. I mean, he's been good for Gen G this year too, but that was something else.
That is absolute insanity what Foxy was just able to conjure up. Oh boy.
Oh my. That one's gonna be in the highlight reels. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. Still though, Talon down by 2. Able to find that opening pistol. If they can do that again, they're on the fast track to try to restabilize this map. As you mentioned, have not lost it in VCT. We look for 7-0 overall on Bind.
And attack side is usually pretty good for them. Against Nongshim, they went 9-3 on their attacker side. So this is gonna be kind of interesting. Gen G seems to be pretty in control other than the first 3 rounds. When Talon came out hot, won their bonus, and you're thinking, all right, their map pick, they're looking good. They're looking like they might go on to face T1 tomorrow, but Gen G just has such tremendous players, such great combos with the utility, with the thrash and the orbital strike, deep throw.
Gen G on the attack now. Mosh landing. Primi back over towards elbow. That does go out. Governor tries to swoop in, tries to capitalize. Ends up getting taken down. Ben, however, able to find a second, looking for the third, but wide swing comes out, and Yeoman's there on the flank. Covering fire to find the kill. Spike, tap the plant. Not yet held. As Noise gets cut.
1 enemy remaining.
Oh shit!
Boy's able to find one. It's going to be teleported now, taken here by Karon. Trying to clutch this out, but fast on the rotates. It's not going to have too much of a window here. Shallow plant just in front of Showers. Tell them pretty much everything they need to know as the concuss comes through. Karon now not quite able to tuck into Showers. Will get caught out in the open. 2 for 2 on pistols. Talon close the gap. Just 1 round separating.
And this looked like maybe Gen G was just gonna bully their way through the B site. Texture just very little hesitation. Goes right into Hookah. Last pack's in. And they're just all going in there with him off the back of the Dizzy. Brim smokes as well, right where they need to be, but Talon able to punch back, able to find just enough damage to slow this up. And then Jit, as soon as that smoke dissipated right outside of the B hall door, Cruz fired up, trying to keep Talon in this match. This map feels so important for them. Outlaw for Governor, Guardian for Ban, a couple Bulldogs and a Stinger for Cruz. See if they can convert. Genji really patient, a couple Sheriffs as usual.
Going up and over the top.
Scary.
Drops back down. Ooh, swings out. Munchkin met with his demise. Solid opening kill here for Talon. Some Sheriffs still to work with from Genji.
Talon seemingly reading that this might go back towards B. I mean, Munchkin on his own, he dies. A lot of times he might just be on his own, quite literally. So that's what makes Genji so hard to read. Now this round maybe won't make too huge of a difference, but at the very least, it might have bought Genji the ability to get a plant through. Governor tries to contest, gets immediately dizzied.
Yeah, up and over the top, then gets marked by the Haunt. Plant can now come through. Pain Shell lob in, not quite going to connect there onto the wingman, at least not in time. So Plant is in play. Still no real weaponry here for Genji. Talon should be well poised. Try to equalize. Karan looks to try to hold the line here at Lamps. Net comes in. Boombot going to have to be cleared out. Right click deals with it. Couple Sheriff shots. Counter spraying here from Talon. 2 on point. Plant passing forward. Texture looking for another target. Can't quite make it happen. Karan makes it a hell of a lot more costly than we might have anticipated. Comes away with 2, but Premi with 3. That's enough to go ahead and get the round win. Talon tie it up at 7-7. They can get another bonus conversion. They will regain the lead.
Yeah, this is just so cool from Genji. The way they toy with you, with the information that they know you have, and then how they use that against you. You know, in this case, Munchkin on his own, no other contact made. Oh, surely they're going B. When in fact, they just set up for a slow push towards A, and Governor can't really do anything about the utility that they have to clear that site space. To keep a Guardian and an Outlaw, some Sheriffs, a little bit of armor.
Look at this, though. Heavy stack in. As it's just going to be a shooting gallery where they're able to collect 2, but Texture answers back with 2 of his own. The TP going to be taken, tries to steady the spray. Ban does survive the spike now. Here on the ground. Primi has the annihilation. Heron swinging, finds the first. Net going to be lobbed in. I mean, Munchkin, I'm not sure exactly what he's looking at. They know where the last player is. Now starts to go on the rotate to join in. Seems like maybe didn't realize that Texture had basically killed off the entire team. And now, ooh, Gun Barrel, I believe, has been spotted. Bemi, ooh, turns his legs back over, gets the headshot. Swaps weapons. All on Karan. Slowly inching forward and somehow wins out.
Instant mara hai bhai Karan. Instant mara hai.
But a still fantastic bonus from Talon. They might not be able to gain the lead for themselves, but they take so much out of the hands of Genji there.
Yeah, they're just so tenacious. Sticking through this fight, they're you know, this is fine. Try to send the Dizzy through. Didn't matter, still able to win, even though it got cleared. Karan, God, he's so just rock solid, man. He's the thing. Just built of rock.
Onto the showers this time, no stack.
Yeah, double smoke kya?
Spread out a little bit more here onto the A side. I say that, they're all getting clustered towards short.
Just wait. They've decided the stack must be somewhere else this time. And we can fight there.
Or pick up outside of that B site.
Thing is you do have the annihilation for Talon.
पर मैं ये समझ में नहीं आया कि प्रीमी अल्टी क्यों नहीं
मारा. Good opportunity. Primi just holding a tight angle at Showers. Decides to throw up the wall instead. Just force the issue over towards short if possible.
Prowler, oh, gets bogged in the teleporter. Doesn't actually get the check, so Munchkin's position for now still going to be covered. As, okay, just going to be a face out on short. Texture coming away with 2. Foxy. This end up being a bit of a casualty here for the side of Genji as Munchkin drifts off the angle. As the pressure starts coming in, Primi going to be good for 1, but Texture finds himself a 3rd. With the rotate in around the back, 3 kills, 2 players pushing their way over towards short. Texture and backside. Munchkin gonna be looking to take the first fight here. Noticed anything quite just yet. Swings in, Shit Boys. Able to find the kill.
Smoke's down.
Smoke called in from Karon, just watching the narrow angle. Has that orbital if he stays alive and disconnects, but looks like he won't even need to do so. Just takes the fight and wins it. That's all on Ban. See if he can try to find some punish, but right now
ठीक है ऐसा खेलो यही सही है एकदम परफेक्ट यही खेलना चाहिए
not going to be there either.
ज़्यादा फालतू का एंगल नहीं
Way too late, even with the wingman. Yeah, no hope. Time to back off. Karon. I think if my my eyes don't deceive me, 19 and 8 right now.
Sounds about right.
He is on another level. I mean, to think that after last year, how good he was throughout all of last year.
Right.
You're like, obviously Rookie of the Year in all of VCT. Crazy mechanics, great game sense, plays off his teammates so well. I think that he might just be better this year, and there's going to be, in some ways, maybe more called upon him because it's a new squad. And I'm not saying that it's because the other players aren't as good or anything. I'm saying because it's going to take time to get this all together again.
Sure.
And he's still just stepping up to the task. I mean, Primmy's having a great map as usual, 17 and 12, but he's not able to best Karon.
Well, Boombot cleared out plenty of noise heard here as Ban just taking the teleporter out. Himself away, eluding damage. So the team, though, does get tagged up. As a ping directly on Munchkin's position comes through.
Well, they've got him pinned, but they're backing off of this. They have all the info. They've cleared all of the back of A, and a bunch of them are going over to A. Ban's like, guys, go back to B. What are you doing?
They rotate back through.
They almost, Genji almost had a window.
Okay, well, good timing on this barrier mesh coming through. So try to lock him off for now. But with the noise being cut here, you can see Talon trying to make up their mind, trying to really establish where the hell they are. But Ban getting so far forward over at Connector, or at short. I mean, this is, yeah, they're not over here. They've got to be over towards
अरे out निकल ना बाहर
Full gets committed to here by Cruz. Talon wanting to pull off this Thrifty.
Your risky TP. Genji has no idea what's going on the other side of the map.
फिर अंदर जाने वाला देखो फेड का अल्टी का साथ अंदर जाएगा देखो अल्टी आएगा बैक साइड और फेड का अल्टी का साथ अंदर जाने वाला है बोला है ना
Up and over the top goes
बोला है ना
and down goes Primmy. Karon able to find one more with that orbital. Man now trying to strike, but here on his flank is going to be much good. Just that outlaw in hand, so he can't get it. And Cruz swinging out, takes Karon's head off. The HP, though, just not on their side. 94 between the two of them as Texture turns the sights back over towards Long, looking for the right click. Even though he's got a perfectly good rifle in hand, wants to take him down with a classic and will do so. Genji close out the round, get themselves up to double digits.
They just have great coordination again. Using the ultimate, using the thrash.
वो ये लोग 10 करना चाहिए था वापस बीपी आएगा दोनों का बस अल्टी है बैक साइड अल्टी आने वाला है
this round for whatever reason, even try to throw the annihilation at the problem. I don't think it hit anybody. God, Texture has just been so electric. Jeez, Karon. Yeah.
He never stops screaming.
He is, yeah. Some say he's still screaming to this day. But
God.
What do you do? I mean, you know, it's hard when you're having some of these rounds and they're just out-coordinating you. They're kind of out-reading you. They're out-shooting you. Everything's swinging towards Genji right now, and you know, again, Talon has had some rounds, has had some good moments, but anytime it seems like they might get some momentum, just right back. Genji's right back into it. I'm never going to get over that Foxy 4K. Oh my God.
It's rent-free.
Yeah, that one was...
Got permanent residency right now in my brain. So disgusting to pull off.
That's one of the nastiest ones I can remember.
Well, Talon need to have plays like that flushed from their brains. Just try to clean the slate and try to run things back from here. Double thrash available. Governor not too far off, one charge from that next showstopper.
Has the op all alone in showers. Everybody else, I'm pretty sure on the other
इसलिए
side.
हमेशा एक ही चीज कर रहे हैं सब मिलके एक जगह पे full
A lot of pressure here. Yes, you have the sonic sensors to give you a little info. Haunt as well. Gonna clear out something. Governor trying to reposition off this, but Texture's already in U-Haul. Is he going to be ready? Yeah.
Boombot gets the spot out. Up. Not quite confirmed here. Meantime, Jit getting a glimpse on the Munchkin as the bite comes through. And Karon double faces forward. Let's take a bit of damage, down to 10 HP. Is Primi going to be spotted, rotating in towards backside. Foxy's able to find Ban, the blast pack forward. Plants the speed, looks the kill, cannot find it. Primi going to be good for 2 as Governor takes down the enemy Gecko. Karon and Yeoman now. 1v2 is Pain Shell not quite going to go deep enough to get the kill. Just a smattering of damage found. As never mind, Yeoman ends up falling even further than I could have anticipated. Karon. Oh, swings out! How does he find that timing? Karon is a Time Lord. He knew. That is unbelievable. Right as he goes for the Boombot, now asking Cruz to do everything. But Karon continues to be an absolute force of destruction.
Well, we've already compared him to various Marvel characters. Iron Man.
Go for the obvious one, Thanos.
Thanos. Now you kind of said the Time Lord, so Doctor Strange.
Can't even be, I mean, Thanos died. Like, you know, it's,
yeah.
It's not even that accurate.
Yeah, no. Karon's just better.
He's looking like an immortal being.
Yep. Good God. The man has all the Infinity Stones. It feels like he can do everything correctly. He's got the soul, he's got the time, he's got the power. Unbelievable the way he's
He's connecting, but nothing to swing off of it.
Yep. Nothing you can really do. I like the way Genji does that entry onto that site as well. They get a spot onto a player going behind the tube. They throw the paint shells to back that player off. Hold the phone.
Munchkin. Oh, this time he's good for the shot. Swinging in, Primi holding the line, just not able to come away with it. Has a devastating loss at the top of the round here. Talon need to be turning the tides.
Just patience from Genji. Seeing what, if any, reaction comes from Talon from that pick, but now you've got Shower's control. Now you can lean towards A, and Governor, poor Governor, all on his own. Yeah, he has a showstopper. He can maybe do some serious damage. He's trying to hide his presence, tucked into that corner of U-Haul. But against Genji, man, see if they read this.
Start flying, bounce over the corner, has not checked for it quite just yet, but Governor, he's also blinded up. Now the showstopper goes in. The shallow use and nothing found. Mosh into the corner, and he is absolutely dead. Just worked down, whittled away at. As Karon holding the angle, shifts,
taken down.
Gets the kill. Jit Boy's not given the opportunity. And ultimately here for Talon, the call to save to try to play this and force it to overtime has to be made. So Pan will just slowly get back through Gen-G will move up to 12.
Can't seem to make the right decisions now. The mental game starting to crumble for Talon. You know, Governor there under pressure, can't find any value out of the showstopper. Gets trapped in U-Haul and eliminated. Ban might be able to pick up something. Nope.
Minor wide swing into the planting of the feet. Texture ensuring that they are able to carry over very little. Gen-G, 1 round away from delivering Talon's first ever map loss in the VCT leagues here on Bind.
This is just tried to find some way to hide from that, but nowhere, no space left. Crash cover, excuse me, the Mosh covers a ton of floor space.
Ban has the glass cannon.
Got to try something. But they're 4-man stacking at B again, trying to go for a fight.
Gambled correctly overall. So Orb gets taken. Poison Orb staring them here in the face. The slow creep up as this falls. Chaos will ensue. Firing squad going to be set up. Foxy Texture 1 apiece. The blind is in. And Primi is out. The cross band now arriving. Tries to replicate. The spray down can only find a singular kill. Governor whittled away at, pushing out of the smoke, dead. 13-7, Gen.G looking for that spot in the lower final, looking for a ticket to Masters Bangkok for themselves. They draw first blood here on Bind.
A slight slow start for Gen.G into a quick turnaround into dominance off the back of Texture and Karan. In particular, Karan, who was red hot during this map. Foxy9 had a great moment. I mean, Munchkin is Munchkin. He didn't need to do much, to be honest. He won a couple crucial fights on some flanks and made some good calls. But really, when Texture and Karan are fragging out like that, you just sit back and watch. Enjoy the show.
24, 9, and 10 on Karan. It was 4 first bloods. It's a 308 on the ACS.
Woo.
Given how this had started, it was looking so good off the rip from Talon, but Gen.G, I mean, Prim's the team that, you know, is joked about, okay, slow start, drop the first map, then really ramp things up. They ramp things up midway through that first half.
ये दोनों का बाद में फिर सेंटिनल का मैच है.
Yep.
That is a concern.
And it might have been something like that Foxy 4K. That was the one that just, you know, snapped their fingers. Karan snapped his fingers, and that was the end of it.
Either way, some unbelievable showings here from the Gen.G camp. I mean, Talon, their moments were out there.
Yes.
Some snappy shots, but not quite stringing together to form a cohesive map.
And then
now find themselves on the back foot.
Think about some of those util combos and other things that we're seeing from Gen.G. Their executes looked really, really clean in terms of the timing and all that. So a lot rolling Gen.G's way.
It's going to have to be a pretty deep dig here from Talon. 7-13, the score they need to look to bounce back from as they get ready to go into Gen.G's map pick up Lotus. But for now, we'll pass things back over to the analyst desk.
First map going over to Gen.G, and I feel like Gen.G did this without even breaking a sweat. I feel like they weren't pushed that much. Sure, they had big rounds like Foxy9's, what, 2, 3, 4Ks at some point, but I feel like Gen.G, they weren't pushed that much yet. They're conserving energy.
Yeah, that was a comfortable and confident map one from Gen.G. You know, you lose both pistols and you win 2 pistols and a bonus. I think they lost, winning 13-7. That is dominant. There's no 2 ways to
kind of issue with the Talon system sometimes. Like, it does lead to some individual inconsistency, and some players just did not show up for Talon in this game when they really needed to.
Yeah, I think that's also why, like, for Talon, you kind of feel like it's 50-50, as I mentioned earlier, right? Yeah. It sometimes boils down to luck. It sometimes boils down to individual performance. And unfortunately, it just didn't come together on Bind, which is surprising because I thought they would be ready for this. I think this is the map that they should have won if they want the momentum going into the rest of the series.
It's going to be a tough rest of the series for Talon. That's certainly one way to put it, because they picked Bind. I mean, so we saw a lot of good stuff going on in this. I mean, this was a huge moment, of course, where we see this Gecko ult trap into that orbital strike. And to me, this really highlights the macro difference between these two teams, where Talon are trying to go into showers, but they don't have that long control.
And they should know as well the fact that the other team has the B long control and they have the Gecko ult going into that round, so you really shouldn't be getting caught by an ult trap like that. This round was also brilliant to watch for Gen.G. Down to 10 seconds. This is looking like a really sketchy round for them. And look at the way they combo their ult. There is nowhere to stand on this B site. Orbital on the left side. Mosh into the cubby. Fade ult tags up a lot of these players. And look at them trying to get out of the site, guys. Like, they are tagged by the Fade ult. Low HP. Can't hear anything that's happening. And they're getting util dumped on their heads while the rest of Gen.G run into the site.
A great understanding from Gen.G and how to use their comp to the best of the ability. But we have to highlight this, man. I mean, what a game from Karan. This was like 2023 Karan. I felt like I was right back in January of last year.
Oh, I think 2024 is the problem, because technically
he was just in ranked.
He was in ranked. He was at home, you know, wondering like, I wonder if I'll be on that stage.
Yeah, look, you're right. 2024, maybe 2023 as well.
Maybe. Who knows?
This is, regardless, this is peak Karan.
Oh,
he looked
wonderful
this
month. The individual plays made a big difference for Gen.G. Like, we talked about the macro a lot. I mean, Karan, undeniable MVP. Texture showing up to this game as well when they kind of went missing on the last game of Bind that we saw from the Gen.G guys here in Pacific. So the players, the core that have had slow starts and some kind of lackluster maps turning up in the lower bracket, and I really do think that loss against TRX gave Gen.G the fire and the motivation that they need to turn up here, and I'm hoping that this is going to be them bouncing off the bottom of the lower bracket and you know, trying to punch themselves a ticket in towards Bangkok.
And yet, despite that, I feel like, despite the flexing that you see here, I feel like that was just Genji at 50% power. They weren't pushed just yet. They were so confident coming in. Yet Talon, you kind of felt like they sometimes second-guess themselves. You felt like they would double back on some decisions, and that led to maybe some miscommunications or mistimings.
From my opinion, I felt like this was a much smoother Genji. This is kind of more the Genji we've been looking to see. But this was not Talon anywhere near their ceiling. Like we spoke about, they're a very fluctuating team. Their highs are high, where their lows are low. And I felt like they never even got a chance into that game.
I mean, they had plenty of time to prepare for this game. It's not like they didn't know what comp Genji was playing, but Genji just outplaying him in the server. And as I said before, a little bit too much inconsistency for Talon. Too many players, unfortunately, going missing, and they just didn't have the right reads on that map of Bind. So now that we're going into Lotus, I mean, this is a very worrying one for Talon. Last time these two teams played on it, Genji absolutely slapped them in the off-season, so it's going to have to be something special for Talon. I know it says here that they've been okay on this map, but they've only beaten Global, and Global had not the best-looking Lotus comp that I've ever seen, if you ask me.
Genji's Lotus is scary. It was scary all of last year. They've changed nothing. They're rolling with what they know works. This was a huge map and a huge reason why they were able to bring that first international event back to Pacific. And so why change? You know, this is their home ground. Genji will feel wonderful going into this map too, and you have to be scared for Talon. They really need to pull it out the bag. We need a big performance from Primi, if anyone. I mean, he stepped up in that first game, but we need more.
No, we need someone else to help Primi.
Okay.
Like, he played good
fair.
already. We know he's going to drop bombs on the Clove, but he needs, like we've seen, a 30 bomb from Ban the last time on Gecko. Like, we've got some non-believers, I won't name any names, that are, you know, sending me some signals here, but I think that, you know, someone else is going to have to give Primi some help here, and we've seen some big gains from literally multiple different players. Ban's had a big game on the Gecko. You've seen some of the other boys, like Governor's had a good map here, or the Jit boys in particular has been fantastic so far in this this tournament. Until Bind. That was probably his worst map of the tournament, so he really needs to bring some much better form here into Lotus.
Now I'm curious about the rebound for Talon, right? How do they come back and go into Lotus, knowing that this is Genji's map pick? They perform wonderfully here. I think that Nongshim, while they might be the current occupants of Lotus, Genji, they're the landlords of Lotus.
The big thing is you can't be scared. Don't get in your head too much about thinking about the loss. You never want to think too far ahead. If you think you've lost, and if you think you've won, you've lost. But you have to be in the moment. That's the only way to approach it.
But Morgan, how can they not think ahead when they know that this is going to be for Masters Bangkok? That's like the big thing. You know, the pressure is getting to them now.
So one thing we would always tell the players is focus on what you can control. So focus round by round. That's the most important thing to do, is don't think about this big picture. You're playing a game of Valorant, a game that you've played a billion times. So just think, what's my job in this round? And that's how they keep themselves grounded and keep themselves moving forward. Don't think big picture. Do what you know how to do, and that's how you make the comebacks.
Right. What Masters Bangkok? No, there's none of that. There's only Lotus for now.
Doesn't exist.
For now, it's only Lotus, and it is, you know, round 0, 1, 2, 3, one step at a time. I hope that's what Talon's thinking going into this, because again, final Southeast Asia representative, and it is on their home ground. That's a big statement to make, but it is also Genji. How can we not have the Masters Shanghai winners going, advancing in the kickoff journey?
Yeah, I mean, they want to go back to more international events. As I said, they brought that trophy home for Pacific, and they're not going to be satisfied with one. They're not even going to be satisfied with the fact that they're in the lower bracket. I mean, they still have a lot more to overcome, but they look comfortable in map 1, and it's full steam ahead for them.
All right, let's see if Talon has got any more tricks in the bag. They're going to need to bring everything possible into this game after what just occurred on Bind. For Talon, they have changed things up. Primi back on the deadlock. No more double controller. Teo comes out for ban.
Yeah, I like the Teo. We've seen Teo be used well on this map, and we've also seen Deadlock used quite well on this map in the past. I like this comp change from Talon. I think they have more utility to work with than when they were using that Clove over on the side of Genji, exactly as expected.
Yeah, no more hard senti though for Talon. Genji can definitely take advantage of that, and they're gonna know that Deadlock's gonna be lurking in the middle of the map. Primi was already doing that on Clove. Look for Genji on this defense to go for those mid-round clears on front B and isolate that lurk for sure.
Well, pressure is mounting for sure on the side of Talon Esports, and Genji, they can close this out as we jump into Lotus and pass it over to your casters, Paperthin and Achilles.
Thank you very much. Let's see what happens as we get into this map. Big change. No double controller, no Primi on that Clover. It feels like he so often delivers, but he's going to be on the deadlock as Talon look to work the Tejo into the comp.
Yeah, I like the change up. I mean, I think you're going to hopefully have a plan to kind of make life a little bit more miserable, especially on your attacker side. Obviously, they're starting on the defender side here, but dealing with the KJ util, dealing with Foxy9 can be a real nuisance. Holding those angles, we've seen it before this year, where Foxy is a real menace, kind of watching the flanks and holding the line sometimes. Big push out, Jit in trouble.
Paranoia across, Jit able to find one texture, going to be taken down. That's a Frenzy out of the equation. Foxy similarly tagged up quite a bit. Nothing really suffered on the side of Talon here.
Able to escape. Looked like maybe they were going to be able to get ahead of that, but Jit just barely able to find a way through.
Still Sonic Sensor.
Sensor
As
down.
will get cleared out for the entry here to the site. Very much thought up there for a second, but Primi great to readjust. Looks for a little bit more. Does get overwhelmed though. Yeoman comes away with 2, and that opens up the site. Damage suffered, however. 70 HP between the 2 players as the plant does get interrupted. Foxy just waiting this happen. Caron now looking to push forward. He is the healthiest member here on the team. Looks for a timing swing. It's going to be Yeoman collecting himself a 3rd kill as he gets a 4th. Now looks for the ace here in the pistol round, but look at the HP. 40 health between 2 players. Nano lobbed in. Ban just gets ahead of it. Do they read this is the question. On the hunt. Unwise to it. Shots eventually connecting the haunt. Getting the reveal. Yeoman now needing the ace, and he somehow gets it. Gen.G on their first pistol win in this series off the back of the rookie getting an ace.
What a round for Yeoman. Coming in here, Jit throws the Paranoia. That's how he gets texture there. And the deadlock util, a little late from Primi. And that's allowed them to swing through. What that first shot, absolutely nasty. And then they're getting ahead of the stealth drone. Reading that situation really nicely are Caron and Yeoman. And that has to feel good. A lot of question marks about Yeoman after the first couple weeks. I think he's silencing a lot of the doubters. Foxy9 finds one with the Marshall.
Yeah, Primi seemingly maybe just, yeah, you can see where the bullet's at. Going for a jiggle peek. Ends up getting taken down. Ban just kind of drifting across with a classic in hand. Gets a kill on the texture. Eats a bit of damage. But already, Talon start getting clustered over towards this seaside of the map. Gen.G not exactly enjoying this quiet that they're seeing. Do decide to just go ahead and back away. Foxy now starting to hightail it out.
Timing there.
I mean, if he just parks up here in main, has the turret, can just peek back over, and that Marshall at this range could just tear them asunder.
Yeah, Yeoman able to scoop up.
Little hip fire here, shot. Can't quite get that last one off, so Chip Boys does manage to put him down, picks up the Marshall. 56 between the 2. So far, it's only been the players with very light buys killed off here on the side of Gen.G. Still very healthy, given the weaponry that they're looking to carry forward. And it seems like Talon widely going to be making shots. 2-0. Line share the weaponry going to be carried forward. Economy in a good spot here for Gen.G. So they look for a bonus conversion. Talon, though, needing to get themselves on the board here.
Huge round coming through. A big congestion for the space.
Texture gets out in front of Rubble. Sprays.
Now the only angle you have to turn around relatively quickly. Gen.G on the hunt. But you can see Jit Boys tucked in. Just waiting this out. I mean, this is something that, first of all, Texture just gets ahead of all this util. Look at this. Ahead of everything except the Paranoia. Still finds a kill while he's getting clipped by it. And then, oh my God, they just lined up for him. But this is something that we saw in the match against DFM with Foxy9, that he was a lot better on the lurks. You know, something that in the beginning of the season on this map, he wasn't really seemingly as comfortable with, or at least wasn't finding as much value when he tried it. Now we're seeing him get those opportunities to get those easy kills. You know, reminiscent of Meteor last year.
Oh, gotta be careful. There's the jiggle out. I don't think, did he go wide enough to get a glimpse here? I don't think he had. A couple shots out, and now Cruz knows to back away.
Clear the
Space
turret.
just to clear the turret.
Yeah. Door immediately open, but like Talon got out just in time. Shot sprayed both ways. Clear the wall. So now Gen G making it pretty difficult to read what they're doing, where they're at. You're getting a little bit of attention over towards A as well. Just Primy here on C.
Sonic sensor spotted and cleared. Slow creep up this haunt. Clears out this corner of the site. Primy just tucked back away, waiting for reinforcements to get into range.
Oh.
As Foxy, I mean, so damn patient. Been watching that angle the entire time, and now Cruz dead. No tap of the spike. Salvo still available here from Band to try to delay. 33 seconds remaining in the round. So just cycle another smoke forward here. Ooh. Net into the corner of the Salvo, going to be coming down. Charon trying to just TP out towards safety, and now Texture striking on the corner. Finds one, Munchkin gets the other. Charon does end up falling, but further damage not likely to be found. Munchkin hunting the ping coming down here as he looks for the flank. He has the shot, Ban unable to answer one back. Bouncing out, Primy desperately trying to line it up, but Munchkin with 3 gets Gen G to 4. We look to the next buy round to see if Talon can get themselves on the board.
Yeah, Gen G is just so clinical. Like you mentioned, tremendous patience from Foxy9 on the other side of the map. And they just break through. I mean, a nice attempt at the combo with the grab net and the salvos. At least force out Karin into an awkward position where he did end up getting killed by Governor, but they're just so patient. Gen G is happy to just work the map, try to bait utility, try to spread as much as they can to find those little nooks and crannies to tuck themselves into. Or to at least just get you to waste utility and find that open space to get the plant down. So the real question is, Talon, what do you do? So far, a lot of your different looks have been pretty well handled by Gen G. If you try to contest off the rip at Rubble, you still lost a player. And you're just getting dissected piece by piece. The push out at B main almost cost you a player. Everything seems to have a response from Gen G so far. I mean, I think, just a little bit more of a commit towards the A Rubble fight, maybe. Try to make sure that both the front and the back of the Rubble are cleared.
Get this man a fist bump. All right, there you go.
Okay. You're so invested in that.
He's left hanging for so long.
Yeah.
How are you going to have good vibes on stage?
I don't know.
Fist bumps aren't even
That's,
synced.
yeah. And then it's impossible.
There.
Couple alts now as well. Yo man 7-0, hasn't died yet.
He hasn't gotten any kills since his first 2 rounds, but it doesn't matter. Still top of the board after that ace. Nightfall going to be sent down here. There's Texture. Decent damage taken here on entry into the site. Knocked down to 32. Things get opened up a bit. Cruz trying to go for the reset, but Foxy is able to find it now. Can just try to send it. Maybe a timing ultimate here as Texture does get caught. Calvin Charon noting it as the smoke dissipates, finds the elimination. Foxy at the ready. The ult invested might not even be necessary as Charon just knocks them all back one after the other. The decay will expire, but Ban still just here with 51 HP versus 3. The Haunt gets the reveal even. And ultimately he has to back away. Munchkin on the hunt, the Prowler leading the chase. And anticipating the pressure in from behind, but doesn't have the headshot. Munchkin claims it as Gen G. Continue now 5-0.
Well, this isn't even a fake. It's actually just a Nightfall to clear out a Link to make sure you can get pretty deep, and it didn't even get to the spot on the Cruz there. Okay, you get the showstopper kill. Karin gets hit by the net, and it doesn't matter. There's no stopping this man today. Just disgusting. Almost gets that last one on a ban. Just crazy how fired up he is, dude. He is just...
The last frame of that was fantastic. Somebody's got
maniacal.
Somebody screenshot that because it was great. Gen G. Is there an end in sight for this dominance? On out, Charon is pushing forward, finding one. Should get punished and will. Man does manage to trend it back. As the Armageddon gets invested. Texture in the meantime Steamrolling his way in towards backside. Yeoman going to be spotted on the cross, and Primi now having to back away. Noted here at Waterfall. The net does go through, but doesn't connect on the texture, I don't believe. Just a bit shy. Similarly, the salvos, a bit too late.
Bring them down.
Showstopper now out. Spot on the one. Governor annihilated. Foxy takes down Primi. 2 players now remaining from the side of Talon. They look for the concussed. The texture just wide swings in. Nearly mows them both down. All those bullets just dancing around Ban. Now the 86, but Foxy just plays backside. Picks them apart. Genji 6-0. No end in sight.
They're just toying with them. I mean, they're just causing so many problems on one side of the map. Meanwhile, they're just slow creeping their way through the other. It's Karan here. Finds that kill on a Cruz who's just staring at the other side of the map or something. I don't know if he's let loose with a Prowler there, but just shot in the ear. And meanwhile, the main force of Genji is actually just coming towards C, and by the time Talon figures it out, it's too late. They're so hard to read, man, because they're always showing you a different player. This time it's Karan out front. Oh boy.
Oh, sees nade. Governor plays off the back of that one, pushing forward, but only able to find one. Pan, dying breath, just find the headshot onto Foxy 9. And as the dust settles, 20 seconds into the round, we have ourselves a 2v2. Munchkin one away from the pit. Jit Boys tucked in. The Seaside starting to slowly creep forward. Turret obviously not going to mean a damn thing, and if he keeps pushing out wider and wider, may just find Munchkin. Slowly drifting into B. Does he actually look for it? He does. Has the headshot. Munchkin dead. Now all on Yeoman.
He's going to try it. I know exactly where he's at.
The 1v2, 1 death to his name, slowly starting to work forward. Jit Boys just around that corner, but it's not going to be checked. Ends up inching forward towards this C site.
Primi's got a good feeling.
He does. He's got a good shot. Takes it down. Talon, at long last, get themselves a round victory.
This one still, even though they get the win, it's on a knife's edge. I mean, it's a 3-for-3 for the rubble battle. Nice entry by Governor. Opens up some space here for Ban. And then, if that lurk is 2 seconds later, there's a chance Munchkin's just watching it.
Come on.
The call's trying to rally the team, get them focused in for these few remaining rounds in the half.
Primi's got that annihilation.
Opportunity to still try to recover this half. It all start here, but Genji or rather Talon need to try to get themselves a consecutive round victory.
Is anybody going to be able to back up Cruz? Finally, Governor has arrived on site.
Governor at row, Primi not too far off here. Just outside of stairs, anticipating some forward pressure. Nightfall still held. Tap at the door, Nightfall going to be sent. Cruz blinded up, however, ends up getting taken down as Yeoman opens the door.
The TP behind.
TP comes in, but it's noted. Foxy turns back, Jit Boys taken down. Primi, however, able to get the catch. Net goes in, texture locked in position. An easy kill. Genji now start rethinking whether or not they want to try to take the spike into this site here. With a kill on the Governor, that might entice them a little bit further. 2v4, a potential pit staring them in the face here. Genji given the numbers advantage, might be feeling good about it. Annihilation is going to get sent out, gets the grab. The pull coming through, but as Primi tries to drop down, he ends up falling to the wayside.
30 seconds left.
Clear out on the Annihilation, no Cocoon to try to play off of, no easy pick. Just Ban now in a 1v3.
Spike planted.
What do you do?
Tap on the door. I mean, the full kit is available for him. Salvo's there, but just swing the angle. Gets picked off, Yeoman with another. Genji not allowing for Talon to get any kind of consecutive victories. 7-1. They continue to just look absolutely indomitable here on Lotus.
I'm just, oh my God, the timing on this.
Like, yeah, he can't see me. I'm too far away.
And I don't think Foxy got hit by the Nightfall, so he can hear it, right? The plan there is Cruz hits it with the Nightfall. Nobody can hear anything.
Creeping in the back.
Yep. But that's a great read from Foxy. And in general, just great patience from Genji. The Nightfall lands, and they just pause. Let's go. What's this? What's coming at us? Hold on.
Double face out of the wall here.
No
Yes,
way.
it's gonna be yes. It's just gonna be a double kill into a triple from Munchkin. He likes those odds. Ban now, lone player on A. Primi alone on C, has a Guardian. A chance to maybe answer back a bit of damage here. It's Munchkin.
Enemy remaining.
Readjusts. Finds the fourth. The fifth, however, nowhere nearby. Primi strikes. Go ahead and pick up a gun. Vandal now going to be in hand. Spike, however, being ushered across into the A site, and Munchkin on the hunt, looking for an ace. Looks to go ahead and intercept.
If I'm Texture, I'm trying to steal this.
Well, Texture's doing what he's told. Boss says stay put.
Spike planted.
Come on, Texture.
Here comes the push out. Munchkin anticipating it a little bit closer. There's the swing. Tries to go for it, and Primi will be able to deny it. Munchkin maybe saying, okay, yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, I understand. Maybe our whole team's just cursed.
Well, Yo Man got one.
That's true, he did. Good point. Karan's had quite a few.
But now, I mean, Primi is pretty much just boxed in, trying to hold on to the weapon, but rotates back and, oh no.
Hey, who's got this snack? One dream ends, another begins.
Thank you, Texture. Appreciate you. Just, I mean...
I think that's more BM than teabagging.
Yeah.
It's just so brutal.
Yeah, it is a bit. I mean, I don't know what you do here. I get it. You know, Texture's just like, see? Now you know what it's like. You're all laughing at me all the time.
Well, here we go. Explosiveness off the rip again, and Texture blast packing up into the smoke is able to find one. Chin Boys has TP'd onto Rumble, but Texture just sprays up the top. Finds the kill. Munchkin dropping down here on tree, and he just sticks the landing. It's a 10 out of 10, and Cruz is dead. Van now trying to find his way out of this cubby, but he cannot. The wheels have long since come off, and Gen G are just looking almost perfect.
Yep. I mean, like you said, the wheels are off the bus. It's on fire. It's sliding down the hill. The mountain cliff looms.
I almost had that happen to me before.
Really?
Was on a bus that was parked on a hill, and the bus driver did not engage the parking brake.
Oh, and they like started to roll?
And we started rolling towards a very busy intersection.
Ah, yeah. That's scary, dude.
Yeah, Kansas City. When I was 15 years old, and we were petrified because we were in the very back of the bus. They're like, oh, we're the first ones to go, I guess. People might be wondering why I'm telling that story, and it's because there's not much else to talk about in this round.
That is correct.
Primi's going to look to save. They're going to look to hunt. We'll see if he can hold on to the weapon.
It's just tremendous what he's able to
here
do.
Comes the swing, drop the scorecard, and he just can't find it.
Just wide swing him.
Foxy survives, 30 HP, nothing carried over, 9-1.
I mean, they just do such a good job. Texture, again, these blast packs to get around all this, how he just sees it for a moment. That's all he needs. I was wondering how he got that first one. The second one, I'm not sure if it got called out or he saw the tether. And he got tagged up by the haunt, I believe. And they're so clean. They're so efficient on this map. They're just, all the gears turn together in lockstep for Gen G. Opt for Munchkin.
Governor jiggled. Spotted that. Ooh, trying to send a warning shot. Munchkin, that flick. I would have been out of my seat.
You ain't Texture yet. Not with those flicks, at least. 4K we got.
Double stack here. Foxy swings into it. Let's get taken down. Ban able to collect the kill.
It's good patience, reading the tendency there of Foxy to try to push that space.
And Munchkin sense abandon the operator here as Paint Shell's going to go flying through. TP, or rather just a swing out from Jip Boys, I should say. He's able to get the catch. Yeoman here, Boys continuing to press forward. Prowler scouts him. They look to set up a little bit of a high-low here as well. But Yeoman able to isolate. Some shots even go across here on the Jit Boys. Ball goes across, has to tuck back through the baby door, across over towards B. Jiggle Peak, spotting him out. Showstopper now drawn, sent, dead. Texture is signed, sent, and delivered it.
Just amazing.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Yeah, whatever.
And then looks for more.
Where are you?
Here's dead. The drop spot noted. Gravnet able to get a catch here onto one, but Yeoman quickly removes it as Primi slowly tries to swing up the corner, but there's the peak. The timing is so damn clean from Yeoman. Span once again left to his own devices, and Karon is just wide swinging like an absolute monster. 10-1.
I will say it's something that was working for Gen G a lot against DFM was those wide swings, and it is working a treat against Talon, especially when you've got him in those isolated fights. Gen G is just so good at readjusting. I mean, I thought this Nightfall was like pretty ambitious against Jit, and then they're just like, don't worry, there's more in the back. There's a showstopper to come, and that's gonna buy us the space we need.
I mean,
Outlaws galore and
two outlaws and an op.
Let's do it.
They know that they're going to be having half armors, and Munchkin's able to find first blood. Premi, however, able to answer one back. Showstopper from Governor takes down Yeoman. Jit Boys gets a piece of the pie. The spike is now stranded, as it's all down to Texture. Swings out, gives them a very good fight. But in the last round of the half, Talon will be able to find their second round win.
Switching sides.
Doesn't get too much better than what we just saw from Gen G on that attacker side. It's everything you've come to expect from this team on this map. They're so good at using your own kind of reads on the map against you. Something we saw so many times last year, why they were able to win a Masters. This is just kind of a GG go next round, but right off the rip, the Annihilation got sent, the Showstopper got sent. Just both teams just kind of knew there was a fight coming out of C Lobby. They went right for it. But just in general, I mean, so many of the things that we saw are coming back into form now. In the beginning of this stage, Gen G didn't look like they had a lot of those tools in the kit. It looked like they were still trying to get a read on, okay, our coordination, when can we lurk, when, you know, it felt like Munchkin's like game calling was a little bit off sometimes, where he wasn't quite reading his opponents very well. He wasn't able to set up for some of those weird maneuvers that we're seeing now.
Yeah, their rotations in the early games were a bit wonky, whereas normally, it's, you know, Munchkin's very well known for getting those early reads and putting his players in the position that they need to be to counteract. The story has changed since the DRX series. Everything seems to have clicked. For Talon now, a monumental task. If they want to stay here in kickoff, they want to have that opportunity to make it to Masters Bangkok. They have to somehow turn this map around on its head. 10-2 deficits have been clawed back, but it is a rare feat.
It's so hard. And at this point, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, Gen G just looks too clean. It's not just one thing, it's a lot of different things. When you're up 10-2, it's not just the game plan, it's the execution, the coordination, the communication. All of it looks world class right now for Gen G. And Talon is scrambling. They're gonna try to make a push, but Gen G, three-man stack right outside of this A main door. Just Primi.
Jiggle Peaks spots him out. That will go through. Try to buy some space. In the meantime, Governor looking for the entry here on the site. Up and over the top. Munchkin swinging around, looking for his target. Foxy's going to be the one collected. Governor dead, dealt with. However, deep push coming through, but oh man. Yeoman finds the headshot. And it just continues to spiral out of control. Into the depths here for Talon is Primi. The last hope, the last one standing. Munchkin making plenty of noise. Primi opens up, finds the kill. But now has to kill 4 more. The spike stranded here on the B site. 2 players tagged up. Foxy and Texture. First one to try to face against is going to be Yeoman. Swings out, finds it. 75 health remaining. Now 34. Blast pack sent. Gets another. Primi, can he do it? 15 seconds. I don't think they're even going to give him the opportunity.
It's not enough time.
But realistically now at this point, he has to die. And they're not going to allow it, I don't think. Maybe Karen wants the ult charge. Wants to watch and make sure they don't have enough time to get the plant. You know, he'll just swing. He will be able to put him down. Genji, they tie up the count as far as pistols are concerned, but we are far from tied up here on Lotus, 11-2.
This just shows how smart Genji is, because we saw a very similar pistol round on Bind where you just send Governor out on his own. I don't know if it was a pistol. I think it was a pistol. Anyway, you just send Governor out on his own, right? Yeah. And the rest of the team is doing other stuff to try to find that open space that Governor is creating. And this time, Genji has a backup plan. Because they had taken control of A lobby so firmly, they're able to wrap right around to A link really quickly to actually cut off the main brunt of the assault. Oh, this is bad.
Dear. 1, 2, 3. Quick kills coming through. Swap over off the outlaw here from Boxy9, but with the ghost, he's still able to get it done. Governor now having to clear out that turret. Just find the kill. He's got so much more facing him, bailing him down. 12-2. Genji up to series point, looking to earn their spot in that lower final tomorrow versus T1.
What do you want? The judges, pretty good. Pretty good. And it's not too hard. They walk into it. One round separates Genji from facing off against T1 tomorrow in a best of 5 to see who will go to Masters Bangkok. And Talon, 10 rounds in a row. Oh boy.
Dang, well, rare misses there from Boxy9.
He didn't hit a single shot.
Yeah, not able to find a damn thing off of that. Munchkin finds Jit Boys teleporting forward into his smoke, trades in his stinger, gets a Bulldog. It's a gap in the wall that I think they could crouch underneath, actually. Got their way through Waterfall. We'll see, though, but for now, plant here on the corner.
Planted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It is being watched, however. Seems like the weaknesses are known. Munchkin still will find one. Gets timing as he tries to go for the poison orb. Texture swinging around, Judge in hand, cuts Governor in half. Cruz running out of bullets, ends up falling to the wayside as Yeoman pushes forward. Now it is all on Ban. Salo's there for a delay if he can try to buy enough time, but he cannot. 13-2, Genji will eliminate Talon and move forward into the lower final tomorrow versus T1.
It seems like the beast is awakened for Genji. Ever since they dropped to DRX, they have been dominant. They have found that stride again, and they are looking to go to yet another international event to represent Korea, to represent Pacific. And it's off the back of stellar performances from just about everybody on this team.
I mean, you mentioned it there. This guarantees double Korean representatives at Masters Bangkok. It's either Genji or T1 going there alongside DRX. For Talon, you have to imagine, especially for the likes of Primi, Jit Boys, Cruz, that this sucks.
Yeah.
Unable to qualify for the tournament there in front of your fellow countrymen. But for Talon, it's just a time to look forward to the future, towards that stage 1, to continue to iterate, trying to continue to develop some different strategies here. Widen that map pool a bit. We'll see what they have up their sleeve in the future, but for now, we bid them a fond adieu.
Yeah, and look, this is a team that everybody sort of, not just sort of, but definitely fears. Because you never know, if they can find that consistency, if they can find that form throughout the rest of this season, look, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. We know what they're capable of. We know that this whole team can be more than the sum of their parts sometimes, and we need to see that more often. And that's, a lot of work to do between now and stage 1, but if they can get there, then they absolutely are going to be a team that's going to be able to compete for titles in Pacific. Going to be a team that we're going to be seeing more often at the global events. But Genji, last couple of years, this team bringing Solo in as the coach and bringing these players in, the core, Texture, Munchkin, Karan, absolutely otherworldly.
Yeah, and the level up across the series that we've witnessed so far at kickoff has been pretty palpable.
Okay, back to another vlog. We are going to Busan. Unlimited. What happens in Busan? Is it alcohol? Makuli? Oh, yeah. It's alcohol, dude. Our vlogs are sadly, PG-13, so you can't talk about alcohol.
Liquor.
And look at that view. Mind-blowing view of Busan. Yep, it is. Yeah.
Homes are right next to each other. Little India, Texas Street.
I mean, that's how close we are always, In our, yeah. Here are Little India and here are Texas Street.
I am Papi. We live in Busan. Go to spa. Let's go to spa?
Let's go to spa.
You know why he wants to go spa? You see spa there?
Yeah.
Look on top. What's written on top?
Oh. But in the last vlog he said that that's not his department.
Not for me.
Not for you.
He's a different person in Busan.
Ah, what happens in Busan stays in Busan.
I feel like we can find a lot of trouble in 36 hours.
He's not participating.
He's gonna break it. Look at him. He's gonna touch the stuff. He don't know what he's doing. You have what? You have one of these, really? Nah, he uses it for his steak.
We are going for an adventure and like in Ling ne bola, what happens in Busan stays in Busan. So hopefully editor ye आधे चीजें इसमें से काट दे. Just feels like home, right? Right next to the Texas Street, there's a cop car.
It's not Texas Street, it's Russian Street. It literally look more Russian down here, bro.
Maybe it used to be Texas Street at one point,
Yeah, and then we took over.
He's disappointed, clearly. Okay, long taxi ride here. We've reached our location, but हम लोग को पता नहीं कि apartment कहाँ है, तो we are finding it out. So location मिल गया, but we can't enter because password correct है, access denied बता रहा है. Unlimited hurdles. Okay, I don't know what happened, but somehow it opened on its own. Yeah. I guess हम लोग को entry मिल गई.
Got the ocean view.
Ocean view.
Oh, it's superstar.
One second, what is it?
It's definitely not it.
This is not it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay. At least we arrived at something. 1000 चीजें करने के बाद हम लोग full fresh up हो गए and ready to go to the Busan Esports Arena. Let's go. Why is Gary hiding? Looks like you're hiding. You're mean to Gary in all the vlogs.
Gary calls me big all the time. Not once.
Just don't use it here. Yeah, okay. Tell me how's it. You have to mix it, I think.
Very good.
Oh, it's right there. G winning.
G winning? Yeah. Our old banner.
Yeah. Samnida. Damn good, bro. Which one is he getting?
I hope you're getting our team. Yes, of course, yeah.
यहाँ पे सब Pacific teams की jerseys लगी है right over there. अगर आपने अभी तक jersey नहीं ली, क्या कर रहे हो यार? Go on gfighting.com and get yours right now. Oh, this is the skybox thing you were saying?
Yeah, this is the skybox.
Oh.
This is the pedal themed.
Wow. What's happening? What's happening? It's fight happening. Fight happening. Fight. Jump. Jump.
Let go of him. Let go.
Break it off.
So much anger.
Let's go.
That's it. I got you.
Congrats, dude. Missing Derek already?
No, Derek, don't enjoy life.
No, enjoy life. वापस से Kelly अपना wallet भूल गया. What are you paying for him?
He said he left his wallet.
He wantedly left it home. Papi is going again to pay the bill. Sugar Papi.
You just seem like you're miserable right now. Just like walk around in the cold, your jacket's blowing. Yeah, look at you so happy. Oh my god, it's like a girl coming out with his boyfriend.
Did you really forget your wallet?
Yeah. On purpose. No, it's but not. He left it.
Papi, nice guy, Papi, dude. Oh my god. Okay, ready for day 2 in Busan. थोड़ा कुछ खाने जा रहे हैं and then we are headed directly to Busan Esports Arena. इधर आज बारिश हो रही है बहुत, so वापस एक hurdle आ गया हम लोग की स्टोरी. ये है हमारा प्लेयर रूम. हम एक एक्साइटिंग मैच खेलने वाले फैंस के साथ. We have only 4 players. So, who's gonna be the lucky one? I'm not looking at you. Okay, let's take a vote. Vote, Crystal. Who do you want 5th player with you on stage?
Udotan.
Come on. Udotan is already there.
Okay, why? I don't know. No, I feel pressure now.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Kelly.
I got it.
Let's do a clean rock, paper, scissors, best of 3. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Rock, paper, scissors.
Shoot.
Rock, paper,
scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ah! Can't even win it. Rock, paper, scissors. I want to pick. Let's go.
If I outfrag any of you, 20 DMs per day for the rest of the year.
Okay, ready for the game. Keep fighting! Oh. काफी young fans हैं जो around 14-15 साल के हैं, so excited to see how our team does against them.
Phoenix, hey! Phoenix, hey! Yeah. Cool! Log in! Hey!
Log in!
You can do it! Come on! I can't stop you. Lock in whenever you want. Hey!
Finally win a pistol.
Bro, we almost lost his pistol. First of all, I press G. Yeah, good. Classic. Hey, handicap.
We have a player change, new player. Finally.
Kelly, come on, give me some kills, bro. This is betting me, bro.
What is this?
I think we need a player change. I'm the new import. They played really good, except they are very good team. You listen to calls. I like it. Let's go. Keep winning. That's it. Keep winning in 1, 2, 3. Can I take one as well? Thank you.
No sign for you.
Sign, come on.
It's amazing to see कि इतने सारे fans आए हैं बुसान ऑफलाइन इवेंट पे. वॉच पार्टीज हो रही है, ये फन चैलेंजेस हो रहे हैं. So बहुत ही क्लीशे चीज हम लोग खाने वाले हैं. आप गेस करो क्या है वो.
Tandoori chicken tikka. What the fuck is that? Actually, it's Russian accent.
Oh, I want to try this.
That doesn't sound Russian at all, bro. Mango lassi.
यार ये लोग को इंडियन बना दिया क्या ये?
लस्सी.
Why you making fun of me, bro? I'll make fun of you when you say okay, let's go. English word. Oh, you went for the costliest one. You saw that? You just saw them, like the costliest one. You clicked it.
Do you know any Indian food? Which one?
Chicken.
Do you know any Indian food? Biryani?
Yeah.
I want to ask Sava, have you eaten Indian food before?
Yeah, in Singapore.
What did you eat?
Paratha.
Paratha? How was it?
Very good. Banana paratha.
Banana paratha? Crepe.
Paratha.
Everyone is so... You can try one bite.
Sesame to Indian foods.
How's the samosa, Udo?
What's next?
Now have it with this big piece, but yeah, and then just take a bite. Yes. Crystal is paying, right? You're paying the bill, right?
They used to call me this too.
Gulab jamun?
Is this the thing where it's like soft in the middle?
Yeah.
Sweet, yeah. This is what the fans used to call me a little bit.
Gulab jamun?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's the end of our Busan trip. बहुत मजा आया and क्या amazing preparation था Riot Games की तरफ से at the Busan Esports Arena for the VCT Pacific kickoff offline activation event.
It makes him just amazing to watch in the controller role, flexing on all of his opponents. A lot of people had him.
Ayah, kastu.